Bon après-midi, il est temps de boire un verre de vin. Pour moi, un verre de vin rouge. Come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down on the Guardian Quick Crossword number 17-18. Sounds an awkward way to put that, isn't it? But in just a few months, we'll be on 17-10 something there, right? So good stuff. Okay, little solver's courage, a little bit of a Merlot Shiraz mix from the Lombardy region of northern Italy, and let's jump into this grid. Let's waste no time. Let's get right to it. I look so forward to these. You know, my name is Christopher, and I'm delighted you're here to solve this grid with me. This is always the highlight of my day. I love coming home to the New York Times and to the Guardian. It really is nice. So a risible individual. We've got a 6, 2, and 3, and I haven't got a clue. I know what a risible individual would be by definition, but it's not something we'd ever talk about in Yank speak. So I'll have to figure that out. Stare at. I mean, I'm assuming this is kind of an ogle thing, but it could be to leer. But I figure if I put in ogle, that just seems like it's most likely. So ignoble at 4 letters. Assuming that's right, and I can't think of anything that's 4 letters that would be ending in an R, unless y'all have a funny way of spelling cur or something, as if to say, to just call someone a stray dog with 2 R's versus 1. No, I think this might be base. I think I've already talked myself into it, so let's go ahead and go with that. Scientific ignoramus. It's an interesting thing, by the way. The whole idea of a scientific ignoramus. I studied this like in undergraduate, as a matter of fact, like in like a basic humanities course, right? You know, during uni, and it was a whole field of study that some German came up with. You know, I don't know, a couple hundred years ago, or I can't remember anything about it. I need to probably look that up now. I can put that on my notes here. You know, scientific ignoramus. Yeah, I gotta have that. I gotta figure that out because I remember it was something really fun. Chain of amino acids at 7. I'm just gonna assume this is peptide, and so well, I can't really think of anything else that it would be, and that is by definition a chain of amino acids. So slang. Wow, God, you give me ogle, which could be leer. Give me slang, which could be idiom or an argot. Or depending on your pronunciation, an argot. Okay, so that would be A-R-G-O-T. So what would this be? Meticulous could definitely be thorough. So I'm going to go with that O. I think it must be thinking we probably got an argot here, which is funny. I always thought that was a really fun word. I used it an awful lot, way too much when I was younger. Dismiss, expel, got a 5 and a 3. See, we got 3 blanks, an O and a blank, and then we got a 3-letter word. And I'm assuming that 3-letter word is out. So, and honestly, I think we can put in that out and work our way through it. But it looks like that's a throw out because, what else could it be? Chunk out, maybe. I don't know. There's maybe a few words, but I really think this might be a throw out, and I don't know. We'll find out. Now let's see what we got here at this point. Scientific ignoramus, and I think it's coming pretty clear to me now. This is a flat earther. Okay, so does that help anything at all? It helps absolutely nothing. Okay, so let's go back down and see if we can get at least this 18 across. So a 13 aside sport, and I've got an R blank G, and I don't really know much about it other than I like watching y'all play rugby. And I think that's called rugby league. Like I'm waiting for feedback from you to help me along with this. So I don't have Neil here sitting on the couch drinking our wine. Let's see, capital city formerly called Edo, and that would be Tokyo. And let's see, Sweet age could be 16. And now we've got American composer of 4'3", 4 feet 3 inches, or just 4'3", and I think that's Cage. Yeah, interesting stuff though. Bluish shade could be a cyan. And illegal lottery often run by the mafia, and I think, it's 7 and 4. That's probably a numbers game, and that's a big deal in the United States. I wonder how that is up in the UK. If it's an obvious gimme thing in the Guardian Quick, or is that one that you're kind of stumped on because it's not a very common thing. That's what I'd like to know. Varied looks like it could be diverse. Every now and then I do pretty well on these, and then I get hemmed up on something at the last, which is what I fear 5 across is going to be for me. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, and all of a sudden I get hemmed up. So, but I feel like in a couple of months I might be ready to move up to maybe the cross stick or something. Okay, ghastly. Oh gosh, I guess that could be gruesome maybe, or loathsome. I'm looking at possibilities on either way. Cathartic literary work, no idea yet. Kind of book for kids or window on line 3 and 2. So I'm assuming that could be a pop-up. And okay, this kind of tells me it may be gruesome because, gruesome. And okay, at sea, away from the coast, so that could be offshore. Yeah, all right. So now we got to figure out what this 2 down is before we fight with the 5 across. Okay, so cathartic literary work. Cathartic? If that were the case, I maybe a tell-all, right? Or an autobiography, but I've never seen a rebus in the quick crosswords, so I don't know. I mean, I can fit tragedy in there. Tragedy. So, risible individual. So, maybe of fun. Is this a figure of fun? Is that a thing? I don't know. Find out. Yeah, I'm going to check it. I'm going to check all to see how I did, but nevertheless, I've never heard that before in my life. So, confirm. Okay, so I messed up gruesome somehow. Let me try that again. So, Yank done get the win today. Yank gets slapped for not spelling gruesome correctly. And I don't see anything else that's wrong here. So I feel like I came so close to the W, but must have fat-fingered something here. And you know what? Kind of had this coming to me. But again, what an outstanding opportunity this was to sit here and solve with you, my friends up in the UK and around the world that like exploring, the vernacular, the idioms, the argots of our cousins across the pond, right? This is fantastic. So let's go ahead and tap this on out of here. And we'll bring down our beignet d'adieu. And until we see you tomorrow, I just want to say thank you for liking and subscribing and for hanging out with me, for solving with me, for being part of the community. And the comments, every time I see them, it just makes my day. I got a really funny comment last night, I guess while I was sleeping, that, your wine glasses are huge, right? And I thought, by definition, by purpose, by extension of being, is the raison d'etre of my wine glasses is to give me plenty of wine and to limit my trips to the wine bar from the couch at night. So, cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for all of that. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, cin-cin, au revoir. Until we see you tomorrow, be well out there. Be well to yourselves, do great things for your friends and your neighbors, and be exceptional to the fellow behind you in the queue. Take care, my friends. Be well.